Isn't it funny how we've learned to optimize your schedule, track your steps, improve your mindset, yet we keep forgetting about the most basic thing, our bodies and our connection to them. Hi, I'm Ray, and on this channel I talk about how you can transform your life to live happier and more purposeful. Today's all about finding out why we've lost the connection to our bodies and what we can do to get back into our bodies. So if you feel like you want to join this transformational journey, hit the subscribe button and let's get right to it. The reason why it's so important to have a good connection to your body is because they're constantly sending us signals. They're constantly communicating with us. Like your body and my body are constantly trying to tell us something. Yet, let's be real, how well do you or do I listen to them most of the time? And why don't we actually listen to them if it's so important? Let's shed some light on that. I feel like there's so many reasons why we've hit this point. First of all, we don't really live in a society that teaches us how to listen to our body or even encourages us to do so. It's actually quite the opposite. It's just so much about survival and doing things and being productive because so many things need to get done constantly. Like most of us need to work, right? Because we need to have money to provide a home and food and clothes to ourselves and our family. And I don't know if you've noticed, but food and housing is just getting more and more expensive, which to the most of us is going to mean that we need to work more. And more work means less breaks, less time for ourselves. It just feels like a constant battle against the clock a lot of the times. Next up is the fact that we constantly rush everything that we do because there's so much that we need to do, want to do, or feel like we have to do. We've totally developed this habit of living life on the fast track. We have this idea of the more we get done, the better. The more productive we are, the better we feel about ourselves. Like we've tied our level of self-worth to our level of productivity, which in my opinion is just one of the dumbest inventions of modern society. So slowing down has almost become impossible, or it feels like impossible for most of us. This speed has just become normal. Yet the thing is, we might be able to get more done in less time, but we are hurting ourselves in the long run with that mindset. The speed has just like become normal, and there's almost like this subconscious expectation in the room to live your life like that. And lastly, and in my opinion most importantly, we've all been through trauma. We've all had our share of painful experiences. And in that moment, we weren't taught how to deal with it in a healthy way, right? So in that moment, when the pain came, when the trauma started, we didn't know what to do with it. We just knew, well, somehow I gotta keep going, right? But the pain was too much to feel in that moment. So we stopped ourselves from feeling it by shutting ourselves off from all of our feelings. We moved out of our bodies into our heads. And most of us live in our heads nowadays because it feels safer, or, it's honestly just something that you've been doing for most of your life because we're not conscious of it anymore. Like we've done it for so long that it's just become normal for us. Yet there's really nothing normal about it. There's just this false sense of safety and security connected to being in our heads. Because last time we were in our bodies, we got really hurt. But we're hurting ourselves even more still to this day by just living our lives in our heads. So what can we actually do to get back into our bodies? I can only speak from my personal experience and what it took me and still takes me to do this. So here you go. I used to rush things all the time. I would be really stressed out and anxious a lot. That was just my state of mind. What really helped me ground myself was a lot of different things. I'll just tell you a few. One of them was to realize that I'm actually not alone and as separate as I thought I was. Realizing that there are higher forces guiding us or watching out over us and taking care of us every single step of the way. I had to learn the hard way what running around like a headless chicken actually does to me and my reality. I had to remember that it's okay to take breaks and allow myself to actually take those breaks. Because I had this subconscious belief that as soon as I like don't do something or take some rest or just like chill, that I'm lazy or that I'm not good enough and that I'm not being productive enough. Because again, we've just in our society tied our level of productivity to our level of self-worth, which in my case was really hurting me. And I know it's hurting a lot of you guys too. And also, I had to, and still have to, every day make peace with what's going on inside of me. Whether that's something good or something more painful, it's just kind of part of who I am. So there's no point in like running away from it. Running away would only mean living in my head and not facing or what I need to face, right? I had to shine a lot of light on my trauma and like work through it. So here's my advice to you. It's very simple. Do what your body tells you to do. If you feel tired and exhausted, get some rest. If you hate your job, figure out why and then get another one. If you also feel anxious and stressed a lot of the time, again, figure out why and then do what you need to do to get more grounded. Or if you constantly lose your focus and you have a hard time staying on a task, maybe cut back on the sugar and or meditate, you know. There's really not the one solution to all of your problems, that's the thing. So you need to start observing yourself very closely. You need to learn who you really are on the inside and figure out where you're at, you know, like internally and externally. Once you know where you're at, you can actually take positive action towards a happier, freer, healthier, more fulfilling life. Like, you know, take more breaks, or go on a walk, or sit in the sunlight, maybe start meditating, or slow down, or take a nap, but don't just work 24/7. Whatever it is that you need to do, whatever it is that your body tells you it needs, allow yourself, give yourself permission to actually do those things. Because in the end, it really just comes down to you and the choices that you make every day. The biggest thing that I want you to take away from this video is this. Reconnecting with your body isn't something that's just gonna magically happen overnight. For most of us, it took us years to even get this disconnected from our bodies. And obviously, it's gonna take us some time to get back into our bodies. So be patient with yourself, have compassion, and don't force yourself, don't push yourself, don't pressure yourself. Like, leave all of those things behind you and start walking into your new life with your new habits and your new attitudes and new understandings of who you are and where you want to go in life. Always remember to start small. Like maybe today it's just taking a deep breath and noticing how you actually feel. Or maybe it's taking a break when your body is asking for it. Or maybe in your case, it's just going outside for a few minutes and being present with yourself. Your body has been with you through your whole entire journey. And it never stopped communicating with you, even when you stopped listening. So, you know, the question isn't, how do I force myself to reconnect? The real question is, am I willing to slow down enough to actually hear what my body's got to say to me? Are you willing to slow down enough for your own sake, for your own benefit and well-being and health, to actually hear what your body's got to say? If you are, drop a yes in the comments. If this video resonated with you, let me know down below. I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences. And if you're on the journey of creating a more conscious, happier, healthier life, consider subscribing, because that's what this channel is all about. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you next time.